Hi, everyone. Today we are on slide 11 and we are talking about geography and genetics, microsatellites. So the first thing we're going to do is on slide 11, we are going to fill out our See, Think, Wonder chart about the map that you see here. So this map is showing us different pride locations. If you remember, a pride is a group of lions. So we are looking at different groups of lions in Africa, and we are looking at their microsatellites. So based on what we've been learning so far in this class, remember we've been learning about genetics and DNA, and we've been trying to figure out who the parents are of different cubs and how different prides are related to each other. So thinking about that, we're going to fill out our See, Think, Wonder. So what do we see in the map? What do we think this map is telling us? And what questions do you still have about what you're seeing? So you can pause the video now and fill out your chart on slide 11. Okay. Hopefully we paused the video and we filled out slide 11, and now we're going to go to slide 12. So on slide 12, we're going to fill out our notes as I write, or as you see something on the screen, you're going to fill in your blanks, okay? So the microsatellite notes are going to teach us what a microsatellite is. Okay, so this is a microsatellite. Microsatellite. Microsatellites are another way to represent DNA. Scientists use them to determine how related organisms are. So microsatellites show us DNA, and scientists use them to determine how related organisms are. Let's talk a little bit more about DNA next. Some reminders about DNA. DNA has certain letters, and those letters are A, T, G, and C. And remember that a gene is a chunk or a piece of DNA that codes for a specific trait. A chunk or piece of DNA that codes for a specific trait. However, it says there are also parts that do not code for anything. These are non-coding, and they don't code for a trait. So we can use non-coding DNA to figure out how related certain prides are. So let's fill out our circle chart below. It says, which of the following is true about microsatellites? Microsatellites in DNA are, we know that they have a lot of meaning. They are found in the non-coding parts of your DNA. They are long sequences. So here is a picture of what that looks like. They are long sequences. So you can see all the different letters, right? A, T, T, C, A, T, C, A, T, and so on. And they are repeated many times. So the colors represent different sequences or letters of DNA. The colors represent different sequences or different letters of DNA. So the purple color is one sequence, and the yellow color is the other sequence of DNA. How does that make a microsatellite? Let's look. So we're going to label our numbers and draw our arrows. So for this piece of DNA, these are our pieces of DNA. The blue shows us that it is 10 sequence length. So 10 blue, 12 green. 10 blue, 12 green. 10, 12. So about half the bar is blue and half the bar is green, okay? So one bar represents someone's DNA. Another person's DNA, so let's go to the next one. So this was the first one here. The middle sequence of DNA has 14 blue and 7 for the green sequence. So blue is bigger, much bigger than green. And then our last person sequence here is 5 blue, small amount of blue sequence, and 10 green, big green sequence. So this will make up the microsatellite. So we have 3 people's DNA, and notice how each person has a slightly different amount of green sequence and blue sequence. So let's break down how we read microsatellite data. So each bar is going to be one lion or one organism. Each color represents a different sequence or a tag. We call it a tag. Each color is a tag of DNA or a different sequence. Then we have the size of the color is the length of it, okay? So the lion that I circled has half blue tag and half pink tag for their DNA. Let's look at a little bit harder of a data. So in the top microsatellite, there is 4 lines because there are 4 bars, 4 vertical bars. In the bottom microsatellite, it says practice. How many individuals are present? There are 13 different bars. 13 different bars means 13 individuals or 13 lions. Each lion, each bar has certain colors. So it looks like every bar has mostly yellow, except bar number 18 has more red and blue. How many different tags are present? That is the number of colors. So we see 4 different colors. If we look at person 10, right? 10, we see yellow, we see blue, we see green, and we see red. So 4 different possible tags or types of DNA is shown. Which individual is newest to the pride? So remember how we said that person 18 or lion 18 has different tags, different color tags. So we know that it is new to the pride because its DNA is different. So we can write different DNA tags. Okay. So the last thing we'll do is we'll relate this to how we can find out if something is related. So remember, microsatellites are showing us DNA or our genes or genetic information. So who do you share the most microsatellites with? We share the most microsatellites with our parents. Because remember, we get half of our DNA from mom and half of our DNA from our dad. So if we were to look at microsatellites of a family, right? It says, using the data, who is the half sibling? Who is the half sibling? Well, mom is purple and yellow. Dad is teal and yellow. Out of their 5 children, all of them have purple, teal, and yellow combinations, except for child number 2. They have the teal from dad, but the pink is from a different mom. It is not from the mom in the picture. So that is a half sibling. So that's an example of how we can use microsatellite DNA data to see how related organisms are. Tomorrow, we'll do an activity with microsatellites. Thank you for watching.